What's up? Over the past couple of weeks, we've been covering a few changes that you might make, some replacements to the types of foods that you may have been eating in an attempt to look and feel a little bit better. We've also covered some general guidelines as to how much of each of those foods to eat. Just kind of as you're building your plate or building your meal, you have a general gauge of how much of each type of food to include on your plate. I guess as a summary of what we've been talking about, we'll want to focus on drinking mainly water and unsweetened tea and plain black coffee. That'll keep us on track, avoiding a lot of the nastiness of soda pops and other really high sugar drinks like that. With each meal, you'll want to include about 2 palm-sized portions of protein from some sort of dead animal. Now 2 with every meal will add up to a lot of protein, so as long as you're getting 1 palm per meal and then maybe 2 once or twice, that'd be a pretty good amount. Fill up the rest of your plates with veggies, and non-starchy veggies are what we're talking about here. Broccoli, spinach, kale, peppers, real crunchy, green, leafy vegetables are what I'm talking about. Throw some spices on them, make them delicious. But you'll want to fill up the rest of your plates with those. Don't worry about limiting yourself. As far as what you use to cook your foods, stick to healthy natural fats like coconut oil, butter, olive oil, palm oil, natural oils found in nature. Steer clear of soybean, canola oil, peanut oil, safflower oil. Those have a tendency to go bad, and they can create an inflammation response in our bodies when we eat them or cook with them. Finally, we spoke about carbohydrates and how switching from refined processed carbs, like those that you'll find in packaged junk foods or baked goods, switching from those to whole foods carbs like starchy vegetables, your root vegetables, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, some grains like quinoa. Well, I guess quinoa is really more of a seed. I'm not really sure, but it's a pseudo grain. But quinoa, maybe some white rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams. Steer clear of, as mentioned before, baked goods. Corn you may be able to tolerate pretty well, but play around with that. Figure out what does and does not make you feel good, both in terms of which carbs and also how much to eat. I recommend people usually start with 1 to 2 cupped handfuls at night with dinner. And then the kind of unifying piece of all this is once you make all these changes, your appetite levels will become much steadier and your energy levels will become much more constant. You won't have major peaks and valleys in your energy levels. And this will make it easier for you to be mindful of your appetite and mindful of the food that you're eating, so that you can really pay attention to how full you are and pay attention to the food that you're eating and when you might want to push your plate away and say, hey, maybe I've had enough. And further, when you're eating foods like this, when you're hungry, you can be more confident that you actually do need food and it's not just some blood sugar crash. So I hope you've enjoyed these videos, this series on what kinds of foods you should eat and how much to eat of them. And if you have any questions, hit me up at rob@arthurhealth.com or find me on Facebook. Thank you very much. Bye.